Good afternoon everybody, this is Taz from the Active Wellbeing Society's Big Run project. Today I'm leading a very special interfaith walk with footsteps, and as you can see my guests who have signed in and booked in through Eventbrite are here, and we're going to be able to access this wonderful temple here, the Buddhist temple here on Osler Street. But today we're going to go off and do some walking as well, so we're going to the Edgbaston Reservoir. I've just done my introductions and warm-ups and I've got them all walking up Osler Street Hill, and then we're going to go and complete a lap of the reservoir in taking in the field by the Birmingham settlement site, and then heading back here to have teas and coffees, hopefully inside the hall just there. And we're going to get to explore some of the wonderful green spaces nearby. So this is the Buddhist temple, and I'm just going to show you a quick view of this here on Osler Street. If you've never had access to this wonderful space, now is your access virtually through this window I've created. So come in, it's open today for our guests and people who are booked in, but I'm just going to show you the inside because some of you may not have been able to see the inside of this wonderful Buddhist pagoda. And look at this wonderful door here. Absolutely stunning to be up close, touching and feeling this magnificent craftsmanship here. It's beautiful. So we'll catch up with my guests now, who I've just sent up to the top of Osler Street, and I've run past here and walked past here many times, but it's my first time. I'm privileged to be able to get access into the temple here. So I'll come back later and we'll learn a bit more about that from Max, who's kindly allowed. So if anybody wants to find out about the Buddhist Academy, there's the details here. You take the email address down, take the website address down, and come and see the space. Hello. So I will keep walking up and I'll find my guests now. So welcome, I'm just going to catch up with my guests who have gone up to the Edgbaston Reservoir entrance, and it's a bit blustery, so bear with me. Wind is blowing hard, rain is predicted, so I'm just jogging up the Osler Street Hill to catch up with my guests. Tower. That's the Waterworks Tower there, Edgbaston Waterworks Tower. We're turning onto Reservoir Road into the Edgbaston Reservoir. Here, and you've got the magnificent view, Edgbaston Reservoir, the Tower Ballroom, wonderful space. And those who know and follow my Edgbaston Reservoir running group, this is a place where we meet and we come out and we do some running or walking and enjoy this space. And today we've got a group of about 20 of us who have booked in through Eventbrite. And there they are, they're off on their walk and they're going around. So we started anti-clockwise around the Edgbaston Reservoir, heading toward the Birmingham settlement field to enjoy and learn about growing. People from different faiths are here. Might ask them a question or two and stop, and they can talk about what growing means to them in their faith as well. So you've noticed you've got your binoculars. Have you seen anything today?
A great crested grebe.
Oh, brilliant.
Have you heard of a great
Yes, I have. And over here you do see wonderful herons sometimes, and coots and mallards, yeah, and geese. So yeah, you've got your binoculars. Now, do you mind me asking a question? What faith do you represent?
That's a good question. I was born a Christian into a minister, a Methodist minister, and faith is about. I can identify with faith outside much easier than being inside a building.
Yes. So what elements of the faith teach you about growing an environment?
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to ask today. That's what our topic is, isn't it, really, today?
Growing the environment.
No, growing and in the environment, in faith, in your faith.
Growing in faith in the environment. Yeah. Well, I mean, we're here, so I don't know why and how we're here, but you know, a lot of people like to have a belief of some kind. And I think a lot of faiths have a lot in common, and I like to identify what the thing is they've got in common.
Yeah.
And you know, as a Christian, Jesus is as far as I'm aware, the most sort of perfect person, I can't think of a better word at the moment, to have lived. So he's a good person to follow your life. I'm not quite sure what Jesus and the environment, I mean,
I think all religions do have an element of looking after the earth, the Mother Earth, and looking after our environment, looking after ourselves, looking after our bodies, looking after other humans and other wildlife as well. So that's really important. So from the Islam faith, which I'm representing, you know, looking after your neighbour, it's so important that you don't see your neighbour go hungry, you see animals suffering or in distress, and where you can help and do something about that. So yeah, I'm sure with a lot of religions it is the same teachings as well. And here we got lovely wildlife, the coots. Let's show the coots there on the camera for those watching. There's a coot.
They look as if they're used to photography.
They're saying, not you again.
Yeah, they come to give us a show, haven't they? Wonderful. Sorry, we have not got anything to...
He's gone. He's camera shy.
I thought he's showing off.
probably a coot baby.
Coot, yeah. There he is. So this is our wonderful group. We're just passing the Birmingham Rowing Club now, and as we're coming clockwise around the reservoir, and this is the Birmingham Rowing Club, so the site on this side with the wonderful views of the city. So if you can pan across and have a look for our viewers, there's the cityscape on that direction. We'll see it better from the bridge further ahead, but it's a wonderful view. How magnificent. You stop and notice and appreciate the wonderful paths that we've got along here, people walking and enjoying this wonderful view. And those who don't know the Edgbaston Reservoir, it's 1.5 miles around, so it's a 1.5 mile or a 2.5k loop around the Edgbaston Reservoir, and you can't get lost, get the water, you got a path all the way around, so you can come out and give it a try. Come for a walk, come by yourself, come with your family, or you know, come as part of a group, like we have a walking group, a running group. So if you can find it. Hello Carol, would you like to be on camera?
I don't know what I'm saying.
I'm just going to ask you firstly how you're doing, and it's lovely to see you in real life rather than on a computer screen sometimes. Yeah, so it's really nice to see you. Now the reservoir holds a special place in your heart, doesn't it? So tell us, what's your connection to the reservoir here?
Well, I've lived around the opposite side of the reservoir for decades, so my kids have grown up here. And very, very fond of it. And getting a bit breathless now. And very proud to be part of Friends of Edgbaston Reservoir.
Yes.
That have been more than a community-led group, a group for everybody really, because we know we've got many visitors from far and wide visiting, and we've been here since quite a long time, actually, 1990s I think.
1996 or was it 1993? I read somewhere.
Yeah. 1991.
Something. Yeah.
But we won't argue numbers. So we've been in existence a long time, and our main thrust is to protect the heritage of the reservoir, nature conservation and the industrial heritage, and we've aimed to do that over time, have many successes.
And you know, obviously that throughout the different sort of like decades now, you've had different challenges, but your main aim is to keep the this local nature reserve status of the reservoir.
It is actually, the Friends played a big part in getting the local nature reserve status.
Yeah.
And we want to protect it for everybody. I mean, the whole area is becoming developed.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of housing going up, which is great. But everybody needs a space, a green space for their own place to be quiet, or enjoy company. I think that's really important to protect it for everybody, and not get it overdeveloped, basically.
Yeah, and as you're saying that, just behind you, you see wonderful, you've got families sitting, you've got a gentleman just sitting by himself on that bench there, and you've got the wonderful swans and cygnets you can see along the water's edge there. So amazing to come for your well-being, just to come and sit and be close to nature, close to the environment, you know, and learn about what's on our doorstep here. How many different species can you see just in this one view? You know, you could pan across and see so many different things on the water or in the trees here, and it's wonderful. So when we do these sensory walks, I'm trying to encourage people to come out, stop, appreciate, take notice, you know, smell, touch, feel. Even here, if you come to foraging spots like this, and I know I've been around here and there's lots of wild garlic growing in places and lots of foraging going on as well. So
I found some mint over the other side, quite a substantial patch of it as well, which is great.
that's good, yeah. So the mint, you can go with whatever you want, but in the Asian culture it's the mint chutney. The mint chutney is delicious. You can make some mint chutney, fresh mint in there. And I, as a local lad, also grew up in the area, so the reservoir is special for me as well, not because I took my first steps towards my health and well-being by starting walking and running here. So that's my connection. So that's why last 7 years now, when I think walking, I think running, the first thing I think is Edgbaston Reservoir. And there's other wonderful sites in Birmingham and North Solihull, but if you come to this, it's very special, Carol, isn't it? And
It's incredibly special. It's right in the inner city, on the edge of some of the most impoverished housing that we've got in Birmingham. And we've got this free, open for everybody to enjoy.
Yeah.
Absolutely wonderful.
Ah, that's brilliant. So, as we're on a faith walk today, Carol, is there a faith that you represent? And if so, what are your views about environment and nature in faith?
My faith is very broad. It's probably, I was thinking about this morning, my faith is based in nature. This is where I find my spiritual peace. I'm not aligned to any Orthodox religion, although I've been brought up in one. But now I find this my place of calm, and this is where I come to commune with my spiritual side, I guess.
And how often do you try to come here and do that? Is it a weekly thing? Whenever you can, daily?
Yeah, I usually come out. It depends how I'm feeling in myself. But often I'll come out at least once a week, often more. You know, if I'm on a good run, I'll come out daily. I don't mean physically run.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. Well, for me, it's 3 times a week. Without fail, I have a regular walking running group that I come here for. So I know that I can come and enjoy this wonderful space at least 3 times. And then as an extra bonus, maybe on the Saturday I bring the family out and we come for a bike ride or a walk, or or a stroll or a picnic sometimes in the field if there's an event going on, or come to see the dragon boat racing that's happened here in the past, which is going to happen again hopefully in July. So things like that are magnificent around here, Carol. So it just brings so much value for me as a local resident, as a lad who grew up in this area, and now trying to teach my children about the wonderful space as well. It's just like my grandparents who brought me here and showed me the space for the first time nearly 40 years, 45, I'm 46 now, so a long time ago, when I can remember from the age of 5 or 6 coming here with my grandparents for a walk or a bike ride, or coming to see the ducks.
It's been amazing, I think, particularly during the pandemic. We've seen the numbers rise here hugely. In fact, the sailing club counted 1,000 people an hour at one point.
Wow.
So, but you could tell because the paths were incredibly full.
Yeah.
During last summer, the water levels went down a lot, which some people were concerned about, but we know the water goes up and down.
Yeah.
However, the plus side was we gained amazing beach space.
We did.
People were able to expand and walk
Hi, Sam.
onto the...
Carol.
Hi, dear.
Carol
I
just
need to be
having a...
breathing too heavy, but I just ran from Tower Ballroom.
Well, the majority of people are walking around and we're at the back. If you want to say...
Shall I scoot up?
Yeah, scoot
front
up
and then...
have a chat with people and then get to the gate, and then we'll let everyone in. But yeah, thank you. So there's Sam, who's going to be showing us the growing space on the field, which we're going to talk about later. So we are just passing. This is the Rutland Park Road entrance there of the reservoir, and it's another spot you can easily get access into the reservoir. It's a lovely space, all ability access point. You can come here, and this wonderful path that's been put down quite recently is absolutely brilliant now. So those who were a bit worried about getting a bit muddy, but now don't need to worry, do they? Because they've got this, Carol. It's amazing.
Well, if you want a bit of wild, there's lots of places you can get off the beaten track.
Yes,
And have
like
a bit of
here.
a scramble round with the kids.
Oh yeah, I
Make
love that.
dens,
We always say
get dirty.
get off the main beaten track and find the hidden gems, and that's where you'll find the hidden gems. Yeah.
And there's plenty of them off the path.
Oh, can you hear that? Yeah. So there must be is there a nest nearby?
There are nests all over at the moment.
Yeah. This is a
Certainly
good
hear them.
spot for the nests. Yep. Hello. I know the baby grebe is making a lot of noise. We're trying to find it. There it is. There it is, guys. Can you see it just there? The baby grebe, and it's showing off now. Fantastic. So I'll keep walking, and Carol's there having a chat. We'll keep going. So I'm going to try and find another person that I can have a quick chat with. So we are going around the reservoir. Thanks for joining us. I'm Taz, the Active Wellbeing Society's Big Run project. Hello again, another walk. Today's a special one. It's an interfaith walk, and we're with Footsteps. So Ruth Tetlow has organised this wonderful walk today and asked me to lead on it. So I've done a virtual element as well as a physical walk. We've had people come sign in through Eventbrite so we can manage the numbers, and everyone's keeping their social distance going for a walk. And we're going over to the Birmingham settlement field, and that field is where Sam Ewell is going to come and let us into the field, and we're going to find out about what growing happens here around the reservoir space. And today we're trying to theme the walk into faith and what faith think about the environment and growing. And each person here has come along and they're trying to give their input, and we're going to have a chat later as well. But look, they're enjoying this space here now. Fantastic, isn't it? So Helen,
There's a baby.
is it baby grebe or?
I Don't know what they're
We don't know
called.
what it is.
No, no.
There's a
no.
baby here, look. Oh,
Yeah.
oh, he's just a bit shy from us. It's a baby coot. Looks like a baby coot to me, so fantastic. So, and there's more reeds here, and you can see the wildlife here. So, Helen,
Hello.
do you want to say hello to viewers online? Say hello and tell us where are you from and what faith are you representing today, and what you think about the reservoir so far.
Very nice. The reservoir's very nice. I haven't been here before, and it's nice to see. Well, look at the trees and the
Oh
reservoir.
wow, amazing, isn't it?
Must have been, yeah, very good. No, my faith is well, a non-conformist,
Yep.
which is United Reformed Church, and yeah, it's just pleasant here.
It's
Makes
beautiful.
you feel good.
Does, yeah.
Yeah, just to get out and walking, and it doesn't matter if it rains because it might not.
Yeah.
So no, it's very good. Thank you.
No, thank you for coming. And I know that you're from the north side of the city.
That's right.
Yeah, but you come here and you've been here with Mike as well,
Yeah.
because you're very keen on litter picking as well. So
Yes.
tell us about litter picking and how that helps our environment, which all faiths and religions share, really, the
Yeah.
facts about looking after the environment.
Well, I did some litter picking this morning, and I got a couple of bags. I did it on my own this morning, and just to feel good, actually. There's a cyclist coming, and yeah, with his camera on.
Yeah, and then we've got a little stopping point here because there's some more baby cutes. You can see. Mike, you want to have a chat with us as well while we look at the... So Mike is Helen's partner. Hello Mike.
Hi
And
there.
Mike, you've probably seen before on my videos because he's a superstar as well. So he is representing Erdington Litterbusters, but today you're out on a walk, really.
You could say I'm representing United Reformed Church and Christianity.
Christianity, yeah.
It's nice to be amongst other people who have a faith of some kind, and to come out and enjoy this wonderful feature.
So tell us, what does the faith teach about environment and looking after wildlife?
I think all faiths preach about caring for and enjoying the natural world, and as a consequence we do have to keep reminding ourselves of that and doing our best to clean up and nurture nature. This last 12 months we've all benefited from being able to get out and go to parks and being in the fresh air to overcome our stresses and strains, and so it's good that these are here.
Yeah.
So we do all have to pay our council taxes to keep them going, and everybody who wants to play a part of volunteering in friends of groups as well as litter picking groups, please do. You'll enjoy it. It's great for your mental health and well-being.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mike. So I'm
Cheers.
going to keep you on this side. I'm going to keep walking. You come onto this side because I want to show the wonderful view behind you. Now, your wife said that it's the first time she's been here. Now, why haven't you brought her here before, Mike?
That's not quite true. She may not have told you that when our children were small, we came to the ballroom there.
Oh, yeah, just
and
there.
went
Yeah,
for a dance competition.
Okay.
That must have been 20 years ago. So yeah, it is very remiss of us. This is why I try my best to go out to new places, and I'm grateful for your sensory walks to teach me about new places. Unconnected with anything else is going on.
There's a nest there. Just I wanted to stop while Mike is talking. Can you guys just see the nest behind there? I'm trying to zoom in if I can, if it allows me. Oh yeah, it's not doing it today for some reason. Okay, but you can just see there that there's a nest, wonderful nest here. That's how close we are to nature here, in Edgbaston Reservoir, and teaching our children about looking after our environment and all our wildlife here as well. Sorry, Mike, carry on. You were saying.
Yeah, I was saying for my own personal well-being and also for those who aren't aware, Keep It and Tidy fortnight starts this next week. So all on my own, but anyone who wants to join me can do. I'm going to walk the whole of the number 8 bus route, the inner ring road, what is soon to be the clean air boundary, and go visit as many parks and green spaces like you do along the way. It's going to take me the whole day, but next Sunday I'll be out doing that, and a few of my friends from Edgbaston Reservoir may join me. But
Mike, that sounds fantastic, and you know what? I might join you as well, because that is a great idea. And I'm just going to wave to Imi. Hi Imi, you okay? Talking about running right on cue, one of the runners, Imi Core from the Civic Square and the Floating Front Room, who here are based at the Port Loop now. So it's lovely to see already familiar faces.
Great to have this path surfaced to avoid, deterioration, and it's great to see so many people out here.
Yeah. So we've just come to the field now. So this is the field over here on the left, and the big red building that's just come up here. So this is the Birmingham settlement field. So we're just going to walk around to the gate that's going to give us access in, and then Sam's going to have a little chat about what growing he's doing here, Mike, so you can learn about. I know Edgbaston Littlebusters are doing growing and doing some guerrilla gardening and all sorts, and
I have grown some vegetables in my back garden as well, so I know a little bit.
So Mike, behind you is the Birmingham skyline. It's a wonderful view, and those of our viewers who haven't been here, look at that view. Mike's getting a picture there, but look at that wonderful view of the Birmingham, the tower there, the BT Tower, and some of the buildings that are familiar buildings that you might see on this wonderful site. So we just make sure everyone comes across and finds the field and gets access into the field.
So is that office stroke apartments on Broad Street?
Yes, that tower that's going up there, yeah.
And it's good there's all these other facilities like sailing and
Sailing,
stuff.
yeah. There's a sailing club that's been here for a long time, a lot of history at the sailing club. But there's also the Sea Cadets, T.S. Vernon, and you've got the Birmingham Rowing Club, which all kind of are opposite ends of the water for whatever they need the water for their purpose, really. So this is the field, so we're just going to make sure everyone goes in, follow Ruth, and then I'll make sure there's any last people who can get in. We're going to go through here to the field. Fabulous. And just make sure we haven't left anyone behind. I think that's the lot, but I will stand here and just wait a second, so that make sure everyone's through. So Ruth, while we go up to the point where Sam's going to take over, do you want to say a little bit about Footsteps and this wonderful walks that you organise? And this is a special year because you're planning 2 walks, aren't you? Yes, yeah.
But we do a lot of other things besides walks.
Yes.
Well. This is just a sideline, really.
Yeah. So tell us a bit about Footsteps.
Footsteps has been going since 2015, and it's about all faiths getting together in Birmingham to campaign about climate change. Because all the faiths agree that we should be looking after the planet that God's given us. So it's a perfect topic to cooperate on, work together on. So we do a variety of things, from working with children, young people, some meetings on Zoom, of course, lately, and involving people of all faiths and building up friendships between people of different faiths.
So we'll continue that shortly. Sam's just talking now.
We had an event here in 2018 to kind of dig up the space, because we met Martin, Martin Holcomb is the CEO for Birmingham Settlement, and he came to one of our neighbor nights. We had a community potluck pre-COVID. He came, and remember, Tim, I think normally maybe 35 people would come. I think 78 people came that night because everyone wanted to know what's going to go down on this field, and is Martin going to slap housing? And he just said, there's a covenant for community purpose. We want to reboot it for community activity. And there was just this collective sigh of relief. What do we want to do? So we had an event on the field. This was sort of May 2018. And then we had another one, the other bank holiday, and we called that event Eat, Make, Play, because that's what we were going to do in the day. And we just called it Eat, Make, Play. And somewhere in the ballpark of 400 people came on that day. Then we had it again in 2019, repeat performance. And you remember, it was just this great community vibe. There were so many different people, and I think in the spirit of today, people of faiths, across faiths, and people of no faith. And I remember leaning over to a friend on the day and saying, all the tribes of the neighborhood have shown up. And I think it really was a great sense of people coming together. So that was 2019. You might be wondering about that shiny red building. So on the back of that event, Martin was able to go to his trustees at Birmingham Settlement and say, it's time to hit reset on the field. Yeah. I'm giving you the short version, but the short version is it was always a sense of this is a vital community asset, amazing green space on the edge of the reservoir, but it's not council, but creatively it means you don't have to have lots of permissions to do things. They did get planning permission to do this community build. I was not on the committee that chose the color, and I know there's a range of
bright red,
bright red, and they went for high visibility, and it is going to be a community space. So what I would say about this is it's been under construction. That's why the Harris fencing is there. It's not, the message is not don't come in. It's a construction site. And I keep telling Martin, you need to have a big sign that says, watch this space.
What's coming here, yeah?
Yeah, watch this space. The word I hear is that July 2021, by August, by the end of the summer, it should open. And it will be a vital community space. So that's what that space is. And I'll just say one more thing, and then Ruth, I'll pass it to you, because I don't know if you want to do a little circle. Yeah, I was going to say about the garden. Before they broke ground on this building, so the timeline went 2018, Eat, Make, Play community event, 2019, and then 2020 lockdown happened. I don't know what you were doing in late March or April of 2020, but there was just this, there's so much energy to do something that was safe but connected. And so this was our lockdown baby. This garden happened. And I'll just tell one quick story about how this garden came. To me, this kind of summed it up. The polytunnel was already here. It was down there at that point. And another group called Warm Earth, I went to them and said, you have the polytunnel. Would you give us permission to kind of start a plant pipeline? It started as what I was calling plant pipeline, getting plants to people to care for at home, just as a well-being offer. In fact, we partnered with Taz on this. We called it Growing Together, Brum, and just getting plants to people. And one day I was coming to water the plants, and I was walking my dog up the hill. The door to the polytunnel was open. Someone was in it with a tray of plants and the watering can, like he owned the place. Of course, there wasn't fencing then, so you could just come straight in. And I had this little gut check moment. I said, no, let's just see what's happening, because things have a way of just emerging. And I walked up to him, and I remember saying to the person, what's up, man? Just to see what he would say. And he said, in English, but with a thick Spanish accent, he said, my name is Guillermo, or Will. I'm from Chile. I'm a permaculture gardener, and I've come to help. Wow. Can you believe that? And I'm not exaggerating. In that moment, I said, just give me a second. And I acted like I was playing with Rio's harness or something. And I just said a quick prayer of thanksgiving. Thank you, God, for sending me this garden angel in the flesh. And that was Guillermo, or Will. And he got stuck here during lockdown. He met his girlfriend, Fran, here. He had been in Australia. She was in Chile. They met here to have a vacation and reconnect, and they got stuck on Monument Road. And it was, they threw all of their energy into, he's a carpenter, so he did, you'll notice, I mean, yes, we upcycled, we didn't have a budget, we just did it, but he did it with care and detail, and this was born. That was our kind of lockdown, and it was people of all faiths, no faith. Again, it was just a big tent, and it was one way that we kept finding ourselves, and staying connected and doing things. So I think that's why you're here. I mean, one reason why you're here is we need those spaces where we can keep finding one another. In my tradition, and I'll end with this, Pope Francis wrote a document in 2015 called On Care for Our Common Home. And he wrote the letter not just to Catholics and not just to Christians, but to everyone, because we all share this common home. So that's what this space means to me. It's a space that's not, it's formally owned by Birmingham Settlement, but it's one space that we can share our common home and care for it together. So it's my privilege to show it to you, and I'll pass to Ruth now. Maybe Ruth, you want to say something about all of that.
Thank you, Sam.
No, well, I don't want to say much because it's better to have a little bit more talk when we're in the warm, I think, at the end of the walk by the Buddhist pagoda. But just to say that from Footsteps' point of view, I know this place quite well, not this place, but the reservoir. And it seemed to me a lovely place to bring anybody and everybody. And when I heard about this project, it seemed to illustrate what Footsteps is about, or part of what Footsteps is about. Footsteps is about campaigning together, all the faiths together, to, if you like, to save the planet from the threat of climate change, which is upon us right now. But it has to be done at the local level, the national level, and the international level. This is a perfect illustration of what we can all do at the local level. We all have to find our different ways that we can act together with people of all faiths and no faith. But this is a lovely example, so I wanted to show it to you.
Right.
Thanks to Sam. What about the field, Sam? This field here?
Yeah.
About future use, or just what's the story?
Does it have a purpose?
Yeah, I don't know. And Carol, you might have picked up Martin kind of drip feeds some ideas, doesn't he, about what's happening? What do you know or can share?
I would signpost everybody. There's a video that's Birmingham Settlement have put online, and it's a drone video, and it's about their hopes and aspirations. We've actually got it up on the Facebook site, Save Edgbaston Reservoir, and I'm sure it's on other places as well. But it is absolutely wonderful, and it does highlight what they're interested in doing, which is going to be an amazing community space, isn't it, for growth and community action, and I think there might even be a place for theatre and arts.
Right. Exactly. You were looking over there. One thing I heard, I hope I'm not over speaking, but yes, in the spirit of watch this space. So all that earth that's mounded there was cleared when they were leveling this, and an idea is that there would be an amphitheater space there. So can you imagine community film night or live music or something, looking over the reservoir, towers in the background? It's amazing space. I mean, I would say the other way around though, because there was a little bit of tension around how much is going to be for growing. So I can say it's not about turning this into a giant, urban farm or allotment. It will be multifunctional, multi-space. So I know there's Taz has already been doing some things, but Tai Chi, active. Imagine you could do walks out of this space.
Out of the space.
Yeah.
Thomas is here. Thomas, we've got some good ideas about walking as well,
running, walking.
and cycling, and
it'd be a good point for us to have for running and walking groups, because the ladies keep coming to me saying, is there a toilet?
Yes.
And the gents, but more the women. So it'd be nice to have a point, and also to gather afterwards, not just about running, but having a chat afterwards and all, like interacting and stuff. So that's one of our things we might do as well. So
watch this space.
Yeah, watch this space. Indeed.
Nice idea.
No, that's fantastic.
Great.
Yeah, so you're going to actually, if
Yeah,
anybody wants to go in,
we can do. I can open this up.
Just a quick little tour and the polytunnel as well.
Yeah.
You can go into the polytunnel. So, and if anybody wants to volunteer, you know where we are now, and this is Sam. Yeah, get in touch and come and help out in this wonderful
feel free
space.
I will just point out one thing. There's a water feature in the center. That's actually what we noticed when we cleared is that there were a lot of frogs and salamanders, and we wanted to put back habitat, and And so that's what this water feature is. So they have a frog resort here. And this is actually an upcycled tractor tire that's the retaining wall.
Amazing.
You can see the outline
Yeah,
of that.
this is
And
amazing.
if you just have a mosey around, and I will open up the polytunnel if you want to
Yeah,
have a poke in there.
brilliant. So come in, guys. Come and have a look. Come and have a walk. Come and have a touch. Come and have a smell.
Looks like sweet corn.
Oh, that mint is going to
Mint.
grow everywhere. It goes wild. It grows everywhere.
It's a wild, yeah, but yeah, come and smell that. Rub that in your fingers, and you can smell the mint. And then some of this. Oh, so strong. Yeah, so the smells are coming through, the sensory element here. Definitely, come and try it. I know we haven't got smelly vision on our camera today, but yeah, come and smell this as well. Oh, it's so great, isn't it? So people are just here now enjoying this space as well. So if you want to help volunteer and come and look after these beds here, maybe grow and get involved in growing, come and see Sam, and come and see Tim, come and see Ruth, and find us. Come and see the Birmingham settlement people, Martin, and we can get you connected to the right people. If you've got skills that you want to give back, then now's the time. We're all here together to help each other and learn about growing and the environment and looking after our environment as well. So as we've got a moment here, I'm just going to grab Thomas again, because Thomas was instrumental in helping Active Wellbeing Society come and take part in the Eat, Make, Play events here. So thank you, Thomas, for inviting me. Those 2 events that we did. We've had a wonderful time on the field here, didn't we? We had children,
really
adults running.
We did. We arranged running through them, but it wasn't just the running, it was the exercises we did with them as well. We did a warm-up with them, we made it fun. So they had to run around this field, and then we did another longer run where they had to run around the reservoir, and we had a medal for them at the end of it, so they were quite impressed with that. I think we had a few little games nearby as well to play, and then we had some food in conjunction with the
Jump Fruit Project.
Project, yeah. So we were able to give them some food afterwards, but that was a great day. There was music here, there was games for people, there was tug of war, and that was really special. And yeah, we had 2 events, and I remember here it was so warm. It had rained the day before. There was little frogs jumping about, little small ones. It was really, really great day. But this has really developed since I was last here, Taz.
Yeah.
They've really they put more borders around it, and there's more plants. I mean, there's live rhubarb there that
Yeah,
you can pick
yeah,
straight
you can
away.
see that here, can't you?
Absolutely great. And can I just say, look at these, the lovely border on this.
Yeah.
These are actually pallets that we used.
Everything's upcycled, yeah, here. So Sam doesn't let anything go to waste,
Yeah, they've really
and
done it
pallets
well.
have been used to create this wonderful gate. So yeah,
Really, really done it
really
well.
nice.
Yeah.
Now, quick question about faith and the environment, obviously. So are you both, I take, representing the Christian faith today. So what does faith say about looking after our environment? Because are all faiths similar in that it's
Well,
up to us to care for our planet and look after our planet?
I mean, not everyone will want to be involved with environmental stuff as much as others, but for me personally, I think not just looking after people, but looking after where you've been given. So, for instance, you know, God for some reason has situated me here in Birmingham, not from the Irish countryside. And as I'm here, I always treat it like I treat where I am at my own home. So, for instance, even though I'm in the city, I'm 3 miles from Birmingham, there's some great green spaces here, and I think any green spaces we have we should protect. In fact, myself and Karen were out today just doing a little litter pick in our park, just to keep the area, you
Hello,
know,
Karen.
clean and stuff. So, you know, we just want to take a pride in where we live. Even if it's a street, it doesn't have to be a green space. And it's amazing, since we've started doing it regularly, there is less and less litter. And I think it's important that what you're given, you should embrace and make the most of. I mean, there was nothing here, and suddenly these people that have invested all their time into this, and look at the fruits of their labour. So it's good to give back. And in fact, the water to keep these plants alive all comes from the reservoir fresh, which is amazing. Because as we know, the water in the reservoir comes from the Titford Canal, the feeder.
correct, yeah.
So it all works together and blends together really well.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you for your time, Thomas.
Thank you,
We'll
Taz.
catch up with you shortly. Karen, do you want to say anything as well?
No,
Yeah, camera shy.
I'm shy today.
So Karen's a wonderful volunteer for our group as well, Edgbaston Reservoir, Running and Wellbeing. So if you haven't seen Karen, come and see her on a Sunday morning over at Port Loop. She'll take a lovely picture of you and welcome you to our group. So thank you for all you do volunteering, not just here but in Handsworth and all the other places that you do your volunteering work. Thank you. Right, yeah, we're going to move on. So we're going to crack on with the walk now. We're going to move on, and then as we walk and talk, I'll try and grab another person to speak to. Right, let's go, let's carry on around the lovely reservoir and complete the loop. And just say thank you to Sam. So far so good, the rain is keeping away. Let's complete the lap. Let's go back out and then back to the... Do you want to say, Michael, do you want to say something for the camera? Just about faith and what faith means for you, and if you're faith or no faith, so environment. What's the factors about environment?
So I'm brought up a Church of England Christian. Grandma's a Catholic, mum's a Catholic.
Yep.
Grandfather's Zoroastrian. Father's a Muslim from Iran. My uncle's married to a Buddhist Chinese lady, and I think the only major world religion I haven't got in my family is the Jewish faith, but I've got some good Jewish friends. So I'm a truly multicultural. I'm Birmingham in a nutshell.
Yeah,
really,
absolutely. That's what we love about Birmingham.
Yeah.
It's the multicultural, multi-ethnicity and multi-religion that we have there.
In terms of the environment,
yeah,
I'm not a die-hard environmentalist or anything.
Yeah.
And being in construction,
yeah,
it's very I could feel real guilty about the work that we do, because it's but you got to give people homes. But if you can live your life in a way that's more considerate, there's no reason not to.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
what I would say. In terms of what us as a people are doing to the planet, I would say that climate's changed continually for thousands and hundreds and thousands, millions of years, and I wouldn't go as far as to say that we're not going to make the planet last forever, but we can certainly make the air nicer to breathe for our kids.
That's right. So the clean air zone,
yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So I mean, at ProBuild we do all kinds of sustainable heating systems for people when we're building new homes. We have pretty strong environmental policies. So, I like to do a bit. And the more important thing is these little buggers.
Yeah. The children who are with Michael today, lovely daughters, to give them the future of the planet, isn't it? That's right. And that's very considerate.
It'd be nice to see more kids here.
Yeah.
There's only my two kids here today. So
yeah.
If anyone's watching,
we want more kids to come and take part, and especially in the growing. Now, Michael, if you bring your children here, this is my favourite spot of the reservoir, and you'll see why. There's two elements to it.
Yeah.
First is the wonderful view behind you, which is the Birmingham city skyline, and this is a very old bridge here.
Is it? I didn't know that.
And the second part is this little feeder.
This is where it starts.
Okay, so this is the inlet. This is the water coming from Tipford Pool under the M5. It gathers and it comes through.
It all comes from?
And it feeds this wonderful system that Thomas Telford or someone created, I don't know how many hundreds of years ago, to feed the Edgbaston Reservoir and our Birmingham canals. So
I didn't know that
the history of this is amazing.
I must have walked around here well over 1,000 times. Grandma's house is literally that. You saw me showing the girls. So that was my grandma's house. Mum and Dad live on Vernon Road. I've come around here 1,000 times, but I didn't know that this was so old.
This is very old. So this is the inlet, and then the outlet is over on the opposite corner by the pagoda, which we're going to show you later as we come round. So when the levels need topping up, it's pushed out, and this is all coming in.
Is it like does it operate itself, or is there someone else
there is
to do something?
a mechanical system that's there.
So if the levels drop, there's someone that monitors the levels, and they'll open a system up. And
that's right.
Interesting.
Right. Fantastic, isn't it? So this was created and designed hundreds of years ago to help those canals of Birmingham, because that was our main form of transport in and out the city, and everything was brought in for your construction, you know. Without the canals there wouldn't be no materials to construct.
With the spiritual descendants of the Peaky Blinders up and down those canals, you know. Yeah, I like a bit of Birmingham pride.
Brilliant. You're a young man, but you're leading the way with your corporate social responsibility.
You've got to try.
For your work, and you're conscious about your children and the future of all our children. So you're doing great work. So thank you, Michael. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks for your time as well.
You're welcome, sir.
Brilliant.
You did a great job yourself.
Thank you. So we're gonna go, and I've got two sisters who are further up there now. Sasha and Andrea are part of my running team from North Solihull today.
Redheads.
Yeah, the two redheads. Now they've come quite far to come and join me today, so I'm going to capture this moment and I try and interview them and find out how running benefits their well-being as well as the environment. So, would you like to go on to the video?
So you're going to the young one?
No, if you'd like to say something as well as we're walking through.
No, I mean, I did, when I signed up for this, I didn't know what I saw about the garden you set up.
Yeah.
And really, it's very enjoyable time. I'm glad I came.
And are you a local resident?
Yeah, I'm just a mile away.
Fantastic.
From here,
so you didn't know about the field at all, no?
Because I was curious. I walk here every Sunday. I've seen the field, but very curious what it is.
Yeah.
But today, I know what it is because it's very meaningful.
That's fantastic.
To know that.
It's really good that we've helped you learn about the field, so that now you can get involved if you would like to volunteer or help. You know, I'm sure they'll be happy to have you.
Definitely.
Thank you for your time. Right, let's go, guys. So viewers who are watching, thank you for staying with me. I'm just going to grab Tokir and Sasha and Andrea and have a quick chat with them as well. Hello, wonderful people. Hello. I'm sorry to disturb your conversation there, but I just wanted to, as we walk and talk, ask you a few questions. So behind me we've got Tokir and we've got Sasha and Andrea. Say hello. 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 So Tokir, firstly, tell us what faith you're representing today.
Yeah, I'm representing the Muslim faith.
Okay, fantastic. Islam. And what does Islam teach about looking after our environment and nature and our Mother Earth?
Yeah, Islam says that we should be compassionate to the environment and take care of it, and just live coexist peacefully with everything.
Absolutely, and that's not just with nature, but with all humans and wildlife and all sorts. Yeah. So obviously, we have a saying in our faith: if one person dies, it's like the whole of humanity has died. So we have to try and save every life. So whether that's human life, wildlife, whatever we can do, it's our duty as Muslims to help preserve life.
Yeah, and also when people in the Quran Allah SWT is the cherisher of the world.
Yeah.
Cherishers you provide the sustenance. And you can see you see birds here, and sometimes people they get sustenance. A person could throw something away, but then that becomes food for the very bird that could be hungry. So you can see in the winter you see things die, and then all of a sudden you see
life return. Yeah, fabulous. So thank you, Tokir. And I know you're part of Footsteps. You've done walks before, and you want to work with tours on delivering more interfaith walks. So watch this space because Tokir will be organising something soon, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
Thank you. And he's a young man, and he's an environmentalist and an activist. So well done, you stepping up. Thank you. So I've got Sasha and Andrea. I'm going to turn the camera and walk backwards. Okay, so you guys have come from quite far today, haven't you? To come today. So what brought you here today?
We're interested in nature. We're both vegan, so we're obviously quite passionate about climate change as well. Yeah. So it was just an event that interested us really, and we've met some lovely people and learnt a lot about different projects around the Birmingham area. So
things about Birmingham we didn't even know. We places to visit now.
Lived in Birmingham all our lives, and we've just heard about 5 different places that we've never visited, which are free to visit as well. So Yeah, it's been a really nice day so far.
Fabulous. So, I mean, I know you're using green spaces locally near you for your well-being because you're running and you're walking a lot, and you've got a young child, and you know. So, how important is it to have these green spaces near you and to be looked after? How important is it?
Very important, especially with lockdown now as well. Obviously, things are lifting slowly, but I think it's really helped people within the last year to get out and about and really appreciate the, your natural environment, really, isn't it?
And it's something for everybody as well. Like it's
all
for
ages,
kids, all ages, and it doesn't cost anything as well, which is means it's open to everyone. So.
That's fantastic. So we're coming around this path here now. This is quite special because over here, I'm going to turn the camera as we walk. You've got some lovely colours coming through, so the children love to see a bit of colour and nature and wildflowers. So when we had the epidemic last year and things were left to grow, and we saw so much colour in Birmingham and North Solihull, and it was beautiful in the parks, the wildflowers, and much like that here in the reservoir as well. We saw lots of things growing and colour explosions. And then over here we're at the sailing club. So this is a sailing club that's been here for a long time, guys. So over 120 years the sailing club's been here, and it's an amazing space. Now they've started doing some over 55s free lessons on the water, so you can take a boat out, you can take a paddle boat out onto the water, and you can come and see the Midland Sailing Club and Sail Birmingham, and Jan Kimber has shared that for us. But just here, you see this? I want you to sit down here. So there's sit and sit, yeah? So just take a seat for me. So some kind person has thought, someone has, there you go, you can perch on there. So the residents of this wonderful house, and you can see the beautiful garden they've created these seats here. Have you seen these, Thomas? So when people are walking and if they're tired, there's not a bench nearby, so they've created these two spots for people to come, and you can enjoy that view of their garden as well. So it's wonderful and beautiful. I don't want to pry into their garden too much, but you can see that they take pride in the garden and they want people to see it. So they've made these spaces for us to sit. So
I'm just going to give you some elbow, bro. I got a Pentecost lunch to get you, so I'm
going to just say thanks officially to Sam, who's kindly allowed us to come today and see the field, and he's taken time out on a very special day because just quick, what is Pentecost Sunday for people who don't know?
Oh, Pentecost Sunday, it's one of the most significant feasts in the Christian year, but it actually goes back to the Jewish feast. It was a harvest where you brought your first fruits from the harvest. Pentecost means 50 days, so it's 50 days after Easter, and celebrates the descent of the Holy Spirit, blessing the whole earth.
So
that's today.
That's today. So that's why it's a very special day that we did this faith walk. And despite the busy time that it is for Sam, he's come out, given up his time to show us the field today. So thank you, Sam. Yep. Really appreciate it, mate.
Thank you.
Take care.
See you, man.
See ya.
Are you going to Gas Street?
What's that?
Are you going to Gas Street Pentecostal?
No.
So let's go over and let's find someone else to interview as we're completing almost a lap around the reservoir. I hope you're enjoying this and watching it, and if you are, please do share it on with others. It will be saved on our Facebook page for us to enjoy later on and share on. So once it's finished the live, we'll be sharing it on as well. There are other pages as well here. Edgbaston, B16, Companions for Hope, Footsteps. Oh, I forgot about the World War II bunker. Where's you seen that? Come here. World War II bunker. Here. Did you know that there was a World War II bunker just here? So those who are watching, let's tell these wonderful ladies. So we're just talking about every time we come to the reservoir we find different things and facts as well. Here is a World War II bunker. Did you know that this was a World War II bunker? So,
he always brings us into danger.
It is, yes. Yes, so I've been told by a reliable source that this used to be the bunker where if the sirens went off and you were here locally, you need to hide in here. So that's a really nice little bit of a history just here on our doorstep. you know, not the good history that we want to remember, but you know, there is history, so we still highlight it.
What's it now, Taz? A garden shed?
I don't know what it is, whether it's private land behind there or not, but we can find out who owns this site now. Yeah. So I'm just saying, Carol might know a bit more. Carol, the World War II bunker here. Did you know that?
I did know that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So do you know if this is now a private garden or is it still part of the land?
Boundary here, that'd be a private garden.
Private garden.
So they've chosen to keep that.
It looks in very good condition.
Yeah. So you know, that's history on our doorstep right here. You know, and amazing. I run past here and I keep telling my runners, and they're like, "That's just a shed, Taz." I said, "No, there's a lot more history than that here." So learning about, you know, and learning from residents, locals as well.
You supported us on our heritage walk here.
Yes.
We did a virtual heritage walk last year with your support. Whether we'll do virtual or actual this year, we'll have to see.
Please keep me in mind for that. I'd love to support
Always
as well.
will.
Thank
Always
you.
will. Thank you.
Brilliant. So I'm just going to ask these two lovely ladies if they want to say something. Sorry, I just want to ask, would you like to be on camera and say a few things while we're walking? Yeah. So if you want to introduce yourself and tell us about which faith you're representing.
I'm Husna Kibli. I'm from the KSMC of Birmingham, Koja National Muslim. And I love going. I really enjoyed today. I've been to the reservoir before, but I've never seen all this. So thank you very much.
No, it's my pleasure. Jazakallah. Thank you for coming and taking part in this interfaith walk. And yourself?
Yes, I'm Shenaz from the Clifton Road Mosque. And at the moment our mosque is turned into a hub for vaccination.
Yes.
So it's very famous. And I've been, you know, a chair for a few years now and friends with Footsteps.
Yeah.
So this walk is, you know, lovely to meet new people and also get fresh air. So it's like killing two birds with a stone. And yeah, I think it's a lovely walk. And now just waiting for our cup of chai and samosa.
Chai, yeah. So, as you mentioned, Clifton Road Mosque, you do some amazing work there as well for the community, food bank, you know, all the work that you've been doing during the pandemic as well.
You know, the vaccination center.
The vaccination centre now. But
near
near your site is the Balsall Heath City Farm, which is a small local city farm, and that is the St Paul's Community Development Trust. So near you we have a site, the Active Wellbeing Society. So from there we're doing a food bank and we do a community cafe there. So
is that under the bridge?
Yes, under the bridge. As soon as you come under the bridge on the left hand side. Yeah.
I used to take children there.
Yeah. Ahead of Mercy. From the masjid itself, so it would be nice to offer you like a cycling group or a walking group, you know. So yeah, please, it's one of the things that we were meant to be working together on, but pandemic has hit. So once we're allowed to go back out and start activities again, we'll come, we'll speak and communicate. Yes, and we'll do things together, inshallah. Yeah, absolutely. So because of the pandemic has caused a lot of social isolation for elderly people who are stuck indoors, and it's not, you know, they don't feel it's safe to come out now. But now we slowly, like today, we've done a walk, we booked in, we've got under 30 here, we booked in, and we've done a wonderful walk. Maybe we can start doing some more. Yeah. So we're nearly at the end of the walk. You can see the temple here. So you can see the golden temple of the Buddhist temple there. We're on the big bridge here, which is the dam wall. So this is the dam wall that stops the water from going all the way into the Birmingham sites below. And down below is the Hockley port. You know the canals? So over that corner corner there was an inlet. That's where the water comes in from. And over on this corner is the outlet. So you're going to see the outlet now, and you're gonna see by the pagoda. Yeah, the level of the waters. This was designed by Thomas Telford to control the water levels of the Birmingham canals, and it's a wonderful system that was developed. I don't know how many, decades ago now, hundreds of years ago, and it's still. Yeah. So from this point here, you can see a beautiful view of the whole kind of 360 around this area here. So if I pan the camera across now, and you've got the Hockley Port down here below. So this is the Hockley Port and the canal boats that you can see, and that's part of the Soho Loop, and then you've got this Birmingham city skyline ahead. So it's really, really nice view. It's a bit windy today, but I hope you're enjoying this. Yeah. But are you local residents, or do you Moseley? Yeah. So Hall Green. I'm Hall Green as well. So I'm by the Soho Road on Soho. Yeah.
I've been to Soho even.
Yeah. So you know the Soho Mill.
Yeah.
Very close there. Beautiful sight for me. Yeah. Stepping stones. Yes. So I was there yesterday. I had some family come to see me, and I took them for a walk outside, because now you can meet people outside and go for walks. So I took them out, and it was a beautiful day yesterday. The sun came out for a while. Much better than today, unfortunately.
It was okay this morning.
Yeah.
Just after we started walk.
I know. But we're nearly there now. We're going to go indoors, and we're going to have a cup of tea and some biscuits and stuff. So let's go inside and let's get warm again, and let's talk, continue the conversations. Today we met some wonderful people, and hopefully we can stay in contact, make friends, and we can do another walk, and you can come and join us for another walk soon as well. Brilliant. So I'm going to turn the camera now to show you the city view down below. Lots of construction of the Port Loop. So that's a new housing development going on there, which is the Port Loop housing at the Soho Loop there. And all this is part of the Hockley Port. Down below the Canal and River Trust site, the Hockley Port. And the city skyline. Brilliant. So we are still walking and talking. We're on the dam wall, nearly around now, and I'll be measuring the distance. So we've covered 1.14 miles. So when we get back around, that should be 1.5, and back to the Buddhist pagoda, which is just there, and you can see through the trees just there. So I'm going to film the outlet now. I'm just going to show them the outlet. The water, the bit it's gushing down on that. Let's have a look.
What's the bet?
Cup of tea or a biscuit? I can hear it, Carol. So this is the outlet. So the water comes through this gap here. So there's a tunnel just below here. The water gushes through, and it comes out.
I've lived here for 20 years, and I rarely ever see water here.
This level?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So the levels are very high this time.
Very.
Yeah. And do you mind saying a few things on camera for me?
No,
you're a local resident. You just know.
I'm not now,
No.
but I was vicar here.
Oh wow.
For 20 years. So I'm Ruth's husband.
Oh, it's nice. to
So
meet
we
you.
used to go around the reservoir for children's walks or picnics, or raise some money for somebody. So, but seeing it now, it's gorgeous because there's so much water. And I guess it's because the canals are not being used.
Yeah.
So they'll soon get emptied.
Yeah.
But yes, it's.
So you were the vicar at the local church here.
Yes, St John's.
St John's. Yeah.
St Peter's.
Yeah. Brilliant.
Yeah.
And And so today's walk has been organised by Footsteps, and your wife Ruth is very, very much part of Footsteps. Have you also in the past led walks from it, or been part of the Footsteps walks in the past?
Well, no, I led a walk for a Muslim group up in Derbyshire about 4 years ago. And I've also for one in Moseley, where we were visiting each other's church or place of worship, and planting a tree. Everybody had a tree to plant, and so we did that in Moseley, certainly. And that must be, I don't know, 6 years ago, I suppose, because I've been retired quite a long time now. I think what started me off in the interfaith area was in terms of this pagoda, really.
Yeah.
That I got to know the guy who was on the old system here.
Yeah.
The old building. And as it was being built, I knew the boss of the pagoda, Rawata Dhamma, and we had Buddhist meditation, Christian meditation together. And that was a beginning. So it's good, very good memories. And I'll tell you this on camera, that we used to have sailing lessons here. Can you imagine? We've got learning to sail.
Fantastic. Well, we're right underneath the Sea Cadets T.S. Vernon building here, and we've just shown the sailing club and the rowing club opposite, and we're going to carry on and catch up with the people because we're going to go inside and enjoy a cup of tea. So I'm just going to show them the water outlet, so you can see the water gushing through there. So that's just the outlet to top up the canals of Birmingham. A wonderful system here, and if you didn't know about it, learn about it, have a read about how this was designed to top up the water levels in the Birmingham canals. So fabulous. So I'm going to turn my camera back because I'm just noticed my battery is reaching its end, and we're coming to the end of our walk. So we're going to go back to the Buddhist pagoda, which you saw just behind us, but we just got to come out the reservoir now. We're coming underneath the Tower Ballroom, so this wonderful building that people are campaigning to save, and there's lots of history here, and it's been a part of Birmingham for a long, long time, hasn't
just
it?
Recently, the Birmingham Opera Company
has
done a big opera event here.
Brilliant, didn't know that.
Yeah. So hopefully that's going to help to retain it.
Yeah, and I know there's a project called Dreaming Tower Ballroom by Iris Burtz, and she's done a wonderful project here about tracing the memories of this wonderful space, and people have contributed by sharing pictures and videos and all sorts from here.
I hope that the character will be maintained, because when I was here there were big moves to rebuild all of this and put up new housing. Yeah.
So there is a conversation now with Birmingham City Council.
Too much.
Yeah, and there are people who are here today that are part of the consortium that are working with the Birmingham City Council development planners about this space as well, to try and preserve the local nature. It's so important, isn't it? So we've got Carol, who's here with us today. Chris Vaughan, who's friends of Edgbaston Reservoir. Chris Vaughan. He's not here today, but Carol's here. Sure. Carol's representing Friends of Edgbaston Reservoir.
I was on it 20 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah. When they were originally planning to do it.
You're the one.
Chris Vaughan was one of the characters who was leading the development from this side of the lake.
So we have to thank you and everyone that helped save the reservoir from being built on back then 20 years ago as well.
Well, it's possible. It's hard to know what effects you have when you're having discussions. But we had discussion with Albert Bohr, remember?
Yeah.
Carl Rice, who were very excellent counsellors.
Yeah.
And they had good relationships with local people.
So we're leaving the reservoir behind us now. So we just had a magnificent whole lap of the reservoir, took in the field at the Birmingham settlement field there, learnt about what's growing naturally and hello, hi Heather, are you okay? There's Heather, one of our walkers from St Germain's Food Bank. So we've left the reservoir, we're going to go down the street back to Osler Street. We complete the whole lap of this walk now, and I've mapped it on my watch, so if anybody wants to learn the route we've taken, I can share that on the comment section later. Just come out and explore it yourself. It's a wonderful green gem, the jewel that is Edgbaston Reservoir. That's Chris Vaughan and the friends of Edgbaston Reservoir keep telling me, Taz, this is our hidden gem. It's a lovely green space. So let's come out and use it for our well-being, and let's learn about our nature, that's taking nature, our growing, and the clean air zone and the environment, looking after our environment, as all faiths teach that, don't they? About looking after our environment, looking after our earth as well. So we're united in all faiths, or no faith as well. So,
good. Well said.
We're going to finish, and I'm just hoping, fingers crossed, my battery just lasts to the point where we started the video earlier. So I'm hoping you've stayed with me, guys. You've enjoyed this walk and talk. I've tried to interview as many people as I could as I've been walking, and there it is, the 5% symbol has appeared on my battery. So I'm going to run down here and catch the end. I'm going to run, battery's about to die.
Doing some exercise.
running down the road, getting to the start point just before the battery dies. It's always good to run down the hills rather than run up them. Okay, so if I can just quickly save this video, I'm back now here at our start point, and there you go, made it back. Wonderful space. So people are going to now have a chat, go inside. Max kindly allowed us the space, so I'll end this video now and just say thank you for all those that have joined me and who have oh, it was open earlier, so I managed to get the video in there. But I'm going to finish. Do you want to say bye with me, guys? So, thanks for watching us. Bye. Thomas, and we've... I'm out of breath. Karen and myself and everyone from Footsteps and Companions for Hope and everyone who's joined us today, thank you very much. Really appreciate your time. We'll share this video with you shortly. Take care. Have a wonderful day. Bye. Bye.